Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're diving into Snowflake, a platform that didn't just tweak the old way of doing things, it threw out the rulebook and built something entirely new, born and raised in the cloud. Let's get into it. But first, let me just ask you this. What if your data warehouse had a time machine? I know, it sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie, right? But believe it or not, this wild idea is actually a core feature of the platform we're about to break down. To really get why Snowflake was such a game changer, we first have to understand the world it was born into. We need to talk about the old school on-premise data warehouses and, well, all the frustrations that came with them.
And here's the problem in a nutshell. On one side, you had these traditional systems. They were rigid, built for a world with neat, structured data and just a few expert users. But on the other side, modern businesses had completely different needs. They needed to be dynamic, scalable, handle all kinds of data, and give access to pretty much everyone. It was a total mismatch.
And man, this mismatch caused some serious headaches. Imagine your analysts and your data scientists in a constant tug of war, fighting over the same limited computing power. That was the daily grind. Trying to scale up was a slow, expensive nightmare. And don't even get me started on trying to use modern data like JSON. Teams were spending all their time just keeping the lights on instead of actually innovating.
So out of all that frustration, a totally radical idea began to form. Back in 2012, three absolute experts in data warehousing from Oracle, we're talking Benoit Degage, Thierry Krunes, and Marcin Zukowski, they saw all these problems up close and basically said, you know what, we can build something way, way better from the ground up.
And they did. After 2 years of working completely under the radar, Snowflake burst onto the scene. And because these guys came from a database giant like Oracle, they knew exactly what was broken with the old systems. This allowed them to design a platform not just for the cloud, but because of the cloud. A total reinvention. Okay, now let's get to the core of Snowflake's genius. It's architecture. This isn't just a slightly better version of what came before. This is a completely new blueprint, a new way of thinking that was designed to make all those old problems just disappear. It all starts at the bottom, with the foundation, a single centralized storage layer. The easiest way to think about this is like one giant, bottomless hard drive that lives in the cloud. It's built to hold everything you've got. Structured data, semi-structured data, you name it, all in one highly optimized spot. Now, layered on top of that is the compute layer. And this is where the magic really starts to happen. Instead of one big engine that everybody has to share and fight over, Snowflake uses these independent virtual warehouses. Think of them as dedicated engines that different teams can spin up on demand. This is so crucial because it means the analytics team can run massive queries without slowing down the data science team one bit. No more resource contention, ever. And the glue that holds it all together, or maybe a better word is the brain, is the cloud services layer. This top layer is the traffic cop, the global coordinator that manages the whole system. It handles query optimization, security, transactions, all the complex stuff. It's this layer that makes everything feel so seamless and simple for you, the user. And all of this leads to the single most important concept you need to understand about Snowflake, the separation of storage and compute. This is it. This is the breakthrough. It means if you need more storage, you can scale just your storage. If you need a ton of processing power for a big job, you can spin up a massive virtual warehouse and then just turn it off when you're done. You get ultimate flexibility, and you only pay for exactly what you use. It's a total game changer. Okay, so now that we get the how, let's talk about the what. What kind of cool things does this unique architecture actually let you do? Well, let's talk about Snowflake's superpowers. First up, something every data team dreams about, near zero maintenance. Because Snowflake is a true SaaS platform, all the tedious back-end work, installing software, managing servers, running updates, it all just goes away. It's handled for you. This frees up brilliant people to focus on finding insights in data, not on being system administrators. And hey, remember that time machine I mentioned? Well, here it is. It's a real feature called time travel. Let's say someone accidentally runs a bad update and messes up a critical table. No big deal. With time travel, you can literally just query the table as it existed 5 minutes ago or 5 hours ago and instantly restore it. It's an unbelievable safety net. And if you think that's cool, check this out. Zero-copy cloning. This lets you create a perfect, fully functional, writable copy of your entire petabyte-scale production database in seconds.
And here's the kicker. Because it doesn't actually duplicate any data, it costs you nothing in extra storage. It's absolutely massive for developers who need to test things on real data without touching the live environment. So when you put all of this together, the architecture, the superpowers, what do you get? What's the big picture? You get a totally new reality for how we manage data. Thanks to this incredibly flexible design, Snowflake becomes the single source of truth for literally all your data workloads. Your traditional data warehousing, your data lakes, your data engineering pipelines, your data science models, they can all live and run harmoniously on one single unified platform. The data silos just crumble. This unified approach, this power to bring everything together, it's why you hear so many people in the industry say that Snowflake is the most important technology to master. It just fundamentally changes a company's relationship with its most valuable asset, its data. And that really brings us to the final thought here. The whole Snowflake revolution wasn't just about building a faster database. It was about removing friction. It was about making data easy to access and use. So I'll just leave you with this question to think about. What becomes possible for your projects, for your company, for your next big idea, when data is no longer the bottleneck?